What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we've got not one but two Vosteed knives to check out together. They came in this new box. I'm like, okay, Vosteed, I see what you're doing now. The orange has got a little bit of shine to it. These are some new boxes, and these are two cool knives. I can't wait to share with you guys. So it'll be all linked down below so you guys can check out prices, availability, and variants. And we're gonna go in no particular order, starting with bam, this one right here is the thread-lock Vosteed Corgi here, and it's got a very interesting handle going on. I'm going to use the Rivery Zero here to make an incision on both of these boxes, so we're ready to go. This one's made in good old US of A aluminum milling, utility blade, very fidgety. Absolutely can't recommend it enough. But all right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Now, Vosteed has just been killing it recently, right, with all of their new models, and they go back and they revisit older models and they spice them up as well. And here it is, guys. Here is the new Vosteed thread-lock Corgi right here, and this one's rocking the, I believe there's two versions of this new micarta, which just looks so hot. Blue Ocean is one of them, and this one is called the Copper Raindrop Micarta. So it looks so good. It's got these circles with different sort of colors, layers and whatnot to them. Of course, you got the good old Vosteed Corgi here, which is a very awesome knife on the DL. The blade tucks completely into the handle. I absolutely love that about it. It's a button lock with the front flipper and the back flipper, and it just looks so uniform. Just a nice little oval shape to it. The pocket carry clip that is reversible, so has a filler tab as well. It's a very tastefully done knife, one of my old-time favorites from Vosteed. And now rocking this new micarta. Come on, sign me up. So here's the blade. We're looking at a 14C 28-inch steel blade with a flat grind on this one. Beautiful drop point blade, of course. I mean, you already know. Vosteed absolutely knows how to do here. Amazing design with the satin finish. Looking the best. Let's zoom out a bit here. And of course, this one's brand new out of the box, so I'm breaking it in here. All right, some good action. I do appreciate, believe it or not, the button has this sort of diamond pattern on it. It gives you additional grip. It actually doesn't protrude all that much from the handle. That's another nice touch right there. So you get grip while using the button, and it also doesn't poke out all that much. And this thing, of course, is on ball bearings, so action is really, really smooth. A front flipper, of course, is really nice. They give you jimping both in the front and on top. Same thing with the back flipper. So front flipper, dialed, and of course, this one works as a back flipper, so that one also works really well. But we're looking at least 3 different deployment methods, so it makes it a very fidget-friendly style EDC knife. And at the same time, you know, good ergos too, right? Not a sore spot here. I do feel the pocket clip a tad bit, but it's still good. 9 out of 10 right there, pretty solid. Able to get a full 4-finger grip there all day, every day. And I have featured this knife in the past here in the channel also, so I'm not going to go full in-depth, but at least want to give you a quick rapid-fire overview. We do have the same matching micarta back spacer right here, so that's a nice touch. That has your lanyard solution, which is very tastefully done, so you don't end up with the ugly hole on the show side. Right, you got this little bar right here in the back for your lanyard solution, and through, I mean, the fit, the finish is very spot on. We got some milling on the inside on both sides for weight reduction. So that is the, again, good old Vosteed Corgi from Vosteed, one of their most popular models. Everybody loves the Vosteed Corgi. And now it has the new micarta option, which absolutely looks fire, if you ask me, right? You guys obviously let me know in the comments, right? What is your cup of tea? Some brands launch products or knives, and they come out with whatever handle option they come out with, and that's it, right? There's no way to upgrade them or change them in the future. You have to go to the aftermarket for, you know, like an aftermarket scale. But Vosteed is like, okay, we came across this new micarta, Blue Ocean and Copper Raindrop. What if we start putting that on some of the already popular models? And that's a win-win for everybody, right? Obviously, they're going to be selling more of those models. And some people who maybe already have another variant but now want this new scale can also pick it up as well. And that means the knife is going to be staying around for a longer period of time. So obviously, it's a win-win for the knife community. Let's check out this other one that we have here. And bam, we have the new Porcupine, but there's something special about this Porcupine. It's rocking a different sauce, and you'll see exactly what I mean here in a moment. By the way, for reference, let's recap a little bit. The OG Porcupine came with an opening hole. It became really quick one of the most recommendable budget knives from Vosteed because for, again, not a lot of money, you're getting a button operated liner lock. So it's a very nice and very robust, strong locking system. Definitely much stronger than a plunge lock, button lock. The ergos are absolutely amazing, right? The flat grind, multiple jimping zones, really nice handle scales on micarta with a reversible deep pocket carry clip. I mean, absolutely amazing sauce. So at some point, I'm sure a lot of people were asking for a thumb stud version of the Porcupine, and Vosteed was like, I bet. And so they made, ladies and gentlemen, a thumb stud version of the good old, very popular Porcupine that we all know and love. So this particular one has the green micarta with the gold accents. Kind of reminds me of my variant of their Acorn that I also have on green and gold. And again, good old button operated liner lock. Absolutely amazing action on ball bearings, but we can now check this out. Thumb deploy this bad boy right here. Reverse flick, oh yeah, thumb deploy all day, every day. Now you're still getting that 14C 28N steel blade. This particular one has a stonewash finish on the blade. This one has sort of like a coat to it here on the sort of black end. I think some brands called it rose gold. It's more of like a brown to me. And by the way, here's the OG one in the channel. I just found it here. Had to look for it for a second. Blue micarta with a satin finish. I absolutely love the Porcupine so much. Has become one of my most recommendable knives of all times. People ask me all the time, even outside of YouTube, Miguel, what knife can I pick up that's going to be solid for not a ton of money? I'm like, listen, this one is up there. You know, the Savivi Vision FG is up there. So it really depends what their budget is. If they have a lower budget, right, I may recommend a different brand like CJRB with their Pyrite light or what have you. But man, this is an absolutely no-brainer of a knife. And if you don't like holes as much, or maybe you do, you already own the Porcupine with the hole, and you want to check out what the thumb stud version is all about, well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. And I'm happy to report that it absolutely feels just as good as the whole version, right? But of course, with good old thumb studs. Now, let me know in the comments, are you more of a thumb stud deployment type of person? Do you prefer an opening hole, right, over thumb studs, right? What's more your preference? But look at this, the dimensions are pretty much the same, right? I can get at the grip here pretty much the exact same way. We do have all the jimping going on the liners throughout. The design is pretty much on point with the, you know, OG version here. So the only thing really changing is two things, right? Obviously the opening hole, and then I'm also noticing the flat grind gets pushed all the way to back here. Maybe it's a little bit easier to see on the satin version. So the flat grind goes all the way to back here. Your plunge grind is about right there. So you'll be able to get plenty of sharp ends out of this guy here without any concerns. I did notice it's a little bit more visible here on the thumb stud version. Still at a good spot. So your plunge grind is right there. And that's when the blade kind of gets a little bit thicker here. Still, again, at a good place, you'll get plenty of sharp ends out of this knife for a long, long time to come. And that's not going to be an issue. There we go. Probably should have zoomed in 5x. You know, like 30 seconds ago, but you get the idea. That's about really the only thing. And maybe if I could, I'll do this. I'll put them side by side like this so you can maybe see what I'm talking about, if that makes any sense to you. But other than that, again, everything else is pretty much the same. Thumb stud on that one, opening hole on this one. It's more for, you know, kind of giving you options, right? It's already a very popular knife from Vosteed, so they just wanted to go out of their way to give you what the people want. So I was talking to Vosteed, and they were telling me that the reason why they made this knife is because people were asking for a thumb stud version of the Porcupine, right? And so they deliver. So that's absolutely commendable. So I give Vosteed kudos for that. By the way, this is a quick size comparison, MSI from Microtech, and the stitch right there. Right, obviously those are going to be much larger knives, no doubt. And just so you know, the Porcupine and the Corgi, right, regular full-size Corgi, are pretty much on par size-wise. So check that out. You do maybe get a little bit more cutting path on the Corgi because you don't have the nice finger choil you get on the Porcupine, but you still have plenty of handle. So that's maybe the only thing to keep in mind there, right, between those two. I mean, obviously it does feel like a whole different knife, and it does have a whole different locking mechanism. But yeah, PM2 here and Para 3. Yeah, giving good kudos to Vosteed for listening to what the people want and delivering, right? Another company would have been like, oh, you know what? Would have been nice to have. Too bad. We already made it the way it is. Deal with it. Take it. That's all you get. But instead, they're like, you know what? If that's what they want, and they're going to vote with their dollars, like buying the product, then yes, doesn't make any sense not to make what the people want. So That's Vosteed in a nutshell. Demko AD 20.5 and the Kunwu Chad here is a little bit longer. The AD 20.5 does line up pretty well with those two. So again, rapid fire, these are all linked down below if you guys want to check out prices, availability, and variants. And I do have content on all these knives here on the channel if you guys want to learn more. But let's go ahead and get scientific with it here. Both of these are rocking 14C, 28N. We got some paper, we got some cardboard, right? Starting here with the Corgi. Let's get a nail test in here. Oh yeah, that feels pretty good. Here we go, full slices. All right. That one went pretty well. A little bit of a tear there. I'm not sure what caused that. I don't feel any nick. Feels pretty crispy. Vosteed does a pretty good job with their edges from factory. Yeah, needless to say, breaking news, it can cut paper. I've had this cardboard here for a while. If you've been seeing the more recent videos, dual wall cardboard, so it's going to be more of a challenge for any knife. Most knives have been doing pretty good. A few knives have struggled, but I'm going to cut diagonally here for better performance. And it's going to look something like this. Oh yeah, nice full slice. You do have also a pretty good, decent cutting path. So that's also nice as well. Again, we are going through twice the material. And the Corgi is just handling it like a champ. Absolutely destroy that cardboard and paper. Switching over to the new thumb stud Porcupine. Again, 14C, 28N. Mandatory nail test. All right, that feels nice as well. Here we go. All right. Oh yeah, that feels very nice. Definitely no tearing here, I'll tell you that. This thing is a slicing machine. So clearly it can go through paper, there are no issues. Now I got, again, same piece of cardboard, dual wall. I like the fact that you can forward choke, plenty of jimping here to get a good grip. And oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, cardboard hoop. Absolutely no surprises there. No shocker there, right? I mean, if you don't know already, I'm a huge fan of the OG Porcupine. Why would this one perform any different? Of course it wouldn't, right? So it'd be the same good old performer that you know and love with just, you know, slightly different deployment options, but same good old recipe. This thing cuts so well. Guys, rate these in the comments on a scale from 1 through 10, right? Let me know factory edge on both. 14C, 28N steel. You all let me know in the comments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, there you have them, right? Two of Vosteed's most popular knives now getting an overhaul. We have some new micarta options on the Corgi here. And again, these same micarta options are also going to be available on the Vosteed Porcupine as well. They are the Blue Ocean micarta and the Copper Raindrop micarta, like this one here. And we do have different micarta options, like this green here on the thumb-studded Porcupine, and you also have the micarta versions on the Porcupine as well. So I don't know what else there is to say about these. If you've been in the knife world for any amount of time, at least over the last year or so, you already know about these knives. You already know how well they do. I have featured them here in the channel before multiple times, so I absolutely cannot recommend them enough. They're linked down below in the description and pinned comment. If you like what you see, you absolutely love to own these and carry them and use them. That's without a doubt. And I do want to hear your feedback, guys. What do you think about the new thumb studded? I mean, I guess the major difference is thumb studs over opening holes. So that's pretty much the main question on that one. The Vosteed Corgi pretty much remains the same with a different, you know, handle option. But of course, the OG Porcupine with the opening hole, right? We'd love to have that hole versus thumb stud discussion in the comments, or hey, why not? In an ideal world, experience both, right? I'm a fidget friendly knife kind of guy, so I like multiple deployment options. I enjoy an opening hole as much as I love a thumb studs. Sometimes an opening hole a hair more than a thumb stud, but either way, I love knives with all kinds of deployment methods. So that really doesn't tip or move the bar for me all that much. But let's hang out in the comments. Again, what do you guys like about these? What do you love about them? Is there anything you dislike about them? Let me know. And let's hang out in the comments down below. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Either this one or this one. Peace.